Hey there, welcome back to How to Medicate. And in the light of the upcoming new year, I made a video on everybody's least favorite New Year's resolution, dieting. You see, there are always people searching for the best possible diet, and I'm here to answer that question based on science, facts, and medicine. Which made me thinking, what is the best possible diet? Is it the diet that loses you weight the quickest, that loses you the most weight, or the diet that makes you as healthy as you possibly can be and therefore live longer? A lot of questions, so I will have a lot of answers. Let's get started. And as is tradition here on the channel, I will now bother you with a quick introduction and some disclaimers. My name is Raoul, I'm a medical doctor from the Netherlands and I'm making weekly medical videos to educate myself as well as you, my viewer. And for the disclaimer, this video does not contain medical advice, and if you're looking for medical advice, always contact your own doctor. Now, let's discuss some diets. Worldwide are probably hundreds of diets, each with their own philosophy. And every country and region around the world has its own delicacies and its own cuisines. So everywhere you go, we humans eat differently. And this is important, because the food we eat plays an important role in our health. The nutrients like carbohydrates, fats and proteins, as well as vitamins and minerals, and of course the calories we eat, need to be in precise balance with the activities we do. And here in the Western world, this balance broke. We ate too much calories, too much fat, and we have become overweight. This leads to several diseases and problems. For example, high blood pressure, heart attacks, worn joints, and bigger airplane seats. Fortunately, the opposite is also true. Okinawa, for example, a small island from the coast of Japan, has the most inhabitants older than 100 years. And this is mostly due through their lifestyle and diet. They eat little calories, little to no meat and almost no fat, and lots of vegetables and fruits. So let us use this wisdom and unravel the best diets. Now, before we can determine what the best possible diet is, you need to know what diets there are. And there are a lot. Basically, every specific combination of food and nutrients has its own special diary. So we can't cover them all. So I needed to make it simpler, and therefore I only cover the most well-known diet plans there are. Starting with the most simple diet there is, the gold standard. Count your calories and reduce them. And when you're in a calorie deficit, then you're losing weight. It doesn't matter how, when or what you're eating, as long as you eat too little calories. It is as simple as that, and that's why it is the gold standard, and every other diet in study context is compared to this diet. Secondly, you have intermittent fasting, and this is more a dietary strategy than an actual diet. Here you cycle between periods of fasting and eating, therefore it's called intermittent fasting. The idea here is that you're limiting the amount of hours you're allowed to eat, thereby limiting your calorie intake and losing weight. The most common form here is 16-8, fasting 16 hours, eating the other 8. Then you have low-carb diets like Atkins diet, keto diet. In these diets you restrict your carbohydrate intake, in favor of proteins or fat. And there are various amounts whereby to do this. Normally your body mostly burns carbs to fuel your cells with energy. However, in a low-carb diet you eat so little carbs, your body starts burning fatty acids, creating ketones. This process is called ketosis, and that's why the diet is often referred to as a keto diet. Then there are low-fat diets. These have been popular for decades now. In these diets you restrict the amount of fat you're allowed to eat to less than 30% of your daily intake. What you're not doing is reduce the actual amount of calories you're eating. Next up is a Mediterranean diet, based on the diet in countries like Italy and Greece. These diets contain mostly poultry, dairy, eggs, and restrict red meats, refined grains, trans fats, refined oils, added sugar, and any type of processed food. And lastly, you have the well-known WW diet, the Weight Watchers diet. This is based on a point-based system assigning different values to different types of food and beverages, based on their calorie, fat, and fiber content. So it doesn't really restrict you from eating any type of food, but you must stay within your set daily points. And if you do that, you will eat less calories and you will lose weight. I hope you enjoyed this video so far, and before I continue unraveling the best possible diet, let me ask you to like this video and possibly even subscribe. It would surely make my New Year's resolution of reaching 10k subs a little easier. Thank you. Now then, we can finally answer the question you're all watching this video for. What is the best possible diet to lose weight in the shortest amount of time, preferably of course? And in order to answer this question as best as I possibly could, I searched through several medical articles as well as some databases, and I came up with some amazing articles. So based on all this medical evidence, let us first eliminate the most obvious one, which is a low-fat diet. The effectivity of a low-fat diet seems to be minimal at short term, and at long term it seems to be far inferior compared to almost all other diets. Secondly, let us eliminate low-carb/keto diets. Those are aimed at letting your body burn fat instead of carbs. And in the beginning this works wonders. You're burning your own fat, you're losing weight, and it's all fantastic. Up until the point that your body gets used to burning fat. If your body doesn't wait for carbs anymore, but starts efficiently burning the fat, then calories are king again. And as you're not restricting your calorie intake with a low-carb diet, you start regaining some of that previous lost weight. And within a few months, a lot of evidence showed us that this diet isn't more efficient than the usual gold standard. And we can eliminate intermittent fasting for the same reason. In the beginning, you cannot eat the 2,000 to 2,500 calories your body needs within the 8 hours you're allowed to do so. However, as with anything, practice makes perfect. And within a few months, your stomach is so used to eating all those calories within those 8 hours, you will manage to do so. And because you're not restricting calories, from that point on, the diet doesn't work anymore. You start regaining some of that weight and you lose all the added benefits of this diet. Now it's clear that low-carb diets as well as intermittent fasting are amazing to losing some short-term weight, and you should definitely make use of that. However, if you're looking for long-term consistent weight loss, then you should adhere to the Weight Watchers diet. It seems to be the best diet there is. And I know this sounds like a sales pitch, but it's not. I'm not sponsored and I'm only trying to help and educate you, my viewer. Now, without going too much in depth in the medical literature I found, let me quote one of the articles I used. It's a systemic review, the highest form of scientific evidence there is. And it says, at 12 months, the 10 RCTs, which stands for randomized controlled trials, those are also very high quality studies, compared popular diets to usual care. And the usual care again is the gold standard. That's the calorie counting diet. It showed us that only the Weight Watchers diet was consistently more efficient at reducing weight over the long term, and this was after 12 months. In addition, the patients using the Weight Watchers diet also improved their blood glucose, their blood pressure and their lipid profile, further improving their health. Now, an observant viewer would have noticed that we skipped the Mediterranean diet. And this is because the Mediterranean diet can help you to lose some weight, but is mostly made to mimic the diets of those reaching a very old age. It is not completely known why this Mediterranean diet is so healthy, but it seems to lower our cardiovascular risk, thereby lowering your chances for heart attack, high blood pressure and so on. And this will lower your chances on a premature death. And that's a wrap. For all of you sticking through the whole video, thank you so much. I rambled on way too long and I owe you a quick summary. Now, the best diet to lose a lot of weight in a short time would be intermittent fasting as well as low-carb diets. Secondly, the diet to lose a lot of weight consistently over a long period would be calorie counting as well as Weight Watchers diet. And for any of you aspiring to live past your 100th birthday, then I would recommend the Mediterranean diet. Now, all that rests me is to thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope you will reach all your dieting plans and goals for 2020. Again, feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it. This would help out the channel tremendously and helps me to continue making these amazing videos for you. And with the same arguments, I would also advise you to subscribe so you will never miss such an awesome video again. Then, as always, I will see you next week and have an amazing 2020. And for those of you who have seen any of my previous videos, you might have noticed I have a new doctor's jacket. It was a gift from my girlfriend for Christmas and it says how to medicate. Isn't that thoughtful?